Yi lived in a suburb of New York, in a quiet and respectable neighborhood. My wife Jessica was a pretty girl, cheerful and joyful. We had been together for 5 years already. We got married young, right after college. Everything seemed so cloudless and wonderful back then. We dreamed of a big house, kids, traveling the world. Jessica adored our red cat Thomas, an affectionate and playful creature. Reality turned out to be more prosaic. A regular office job, a mortgage, routine. But I tried to appreciate what I had. In the evenings we watched TV series, cuddled on the couch. Jessica sometimes started conversations about changing the environment, buying a house in the countryside. But it all came down to money. I noticed her wistful glances out the window, and lately she had started staying late after work more often, allegedly with colleagues. But I tried to push away suspicions. After all, Jessica loved me. Our past was bright. Or did it just seem that way to me? That evening I came home early hoping to delight Jessica with a bouquet of roses, but the door was opened by my longtime friend Jake, grinning as if nothing had happened. "Dude, you're not on time," he blurted out, continuing to grin. I rushed into the bedroom and caught Jessica there, stark naked. She screamed, trying to cover herself with a sheet. "Mike! It's not what you think. I can explain everything." But I had already understood everything. I was overwhelmed with indescribable rage. The betrayal of a loved one and a best friend. What could be worse? "Get out of here immediately," I roared, clenching my fists. "And don't let me see you again!" Jake quickly pulled on his pants and, grinning, left. Jessica, sobbing, began to get dressed. "Please listen to me. It was just sex on the side, nothing more. I only love you." But her pitiful excuses only intensified my anger. I punched the wall with all my might, skinning my knuckles bloody. "Get out of my house, you slut!" I roared. "Consider yourself gone from here!" With loud crying, Jessica ran away. After Jessica left, I sat numb all night, replaying the events of that evening in my head. The pain of betrayal was tearing me apart from the inside. How could she do this? With my best friend, in my own house? The next day, I didn't go to work. Plopping down in the armchair in front of the TV, I sat all day in a daze, mindlessly flipping through the channels. Thomas was sniffing the air warily, sensing my dejected state. In the evening, the phone rang. Jessica. In a trembling voice, she tried to justify herself, urged me not to ruin our marriage because of one mistake. But her words only caused new fits of rage. "Let's meet, talk calmly," she kept mumbling. "Calmly?" I yelled into the phone. "After what you've done? Go to hell!" And for the first time in my life, I slammed the receiver hard on the table, smashing it to pieces. Thomas darted under the couch in fright. At that moment, more than just a desire to punish an unfaithful wife was born in me. She had to pay dearly for her treachery, for all those illusions and dreams she had shattered. I began frantically pondering a revenge plan. The next day, arriving at the office, I started acting. First, I took all the documents for the car and house. Everything was registered in my name. Then I changed the passwords for all our bank accounts and credit cards. Jessica was literally left with nothing. In the evening, returning home, I gathered all her belongings into large trash bags and left them with the concierge. Then I called Jessica. "Pick up your stuff and get out of the apartment forever. Leave the keys with the concierge." She begged for a meeting, asked to discuss everything. But I was adamant. When the freaked-out Jessica arrived, I didn't even come out to her. I just watched from the window as she laboriously dragged the bags to her car, wiping away tears. The last thing left was to take away from her what she especially loved. At the last moment, she called begging to at least leave Thomas with her. But I only said one phrase, "Consider Thomas to be my cat only now." And I hung up without going into explanations. Thomas looked at me pitifully as if he could sense the drama of the situation. After seeing Jessica off, I plopped down on the armchair and poured myself a whiskey. Thomas jumped onto my lap and I mechanically started petting him and scratching behind his ear. He was purring, completely unaware of the turmoil we had just been through. To be honest, at that moment my soul felt very heavy. I understood that I had caused Jessica a lot of pain with my actions. But her betrayal deserved punishment, didn't it? We had once sworn eternal love to each other, and she so easily stepped over it. Besides, I could never bear to part with Thomas. This fluffy little red ball was the last thread connecting me to my past happy life. Let the unfaithful wife leave, but the cat will stay with me. At least let me keep this one thing from what I had once built. I drained my glass and resolutely stood up from the armchair. Tomorrow a new life awaited me without Jessica, but together with my shaggy red friend Thomas, and I was determined to start it. Did you like this story? Let us know in the comments what you liked. Subscribe to our storytelling podcast. Also, don't forget to like and ring the bell so you don't miss more interesting stories. See you soon.